On your mark, get ready, start.
Broadcasting from California and Delaware, this is the Hard Rocking Trivia Show. And here are your hosts, Mark and Danny.
All right, everybody in podcast land, time for another episode of the Hard Rocking Trivia Show. Woo! Yeah, tell your friends, we are on pretty much every platform out there. I mean, there are probably some obscure ones we're not, but we're up to 97 followers on YouTube, which is awesome. Let's get it 3 more. Just get it right up to 100.
3 more. That's all we need. Just hit the
That's
like.
all we need.
Subscribe, like, whatever. Hey.
All we need you to do is find us 3 more. 3 more. Come on.
On planet Earth, the 3 out there. Come on, people. We're not asking for much. We're not asking for money. Just subscribe, like. It doesn't cost you a nickel. We will never charge anything for this thing we do because we just do it for fun.
Yeah. And we're up to, what, episode 265 or something like that?
I always forget. I never look it up before that. But, yeah, something like that. But we've probably done
something like that.
We've probably done over 270. It's probably over 12 to 13 years now. So,
wow.
God,
who'd have thunk?
We're getting old.
Yeah.
But it's still fun.
So, well, before we get too much older, let's go ahead and start into a bit we call track-by-track battle, where other podcasts have stolen this from us, but we're not going to sue or take any legal action because we don't really care that much, but still, it's something we came up with that we like to do.
Yeah, actually, we don't care at all. So,
yeah.
Everybody does it. Hey, it's cool. You know, I've gone down a rabbit hole lately because I don't really watch YouTube too much. There are so many shows doing similar stuff to what we do, but they do it in person. And a lot of this stuff is pretty entertaining. So I got to admit, I kind of like it. So the more people talking about this, the better. So
maybe we should be producers of these other shows since we're coming up with the bits.
I mean, and then they come up with bits. And hey, as long as people are talking about it, fantastic.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So this episode of Track by Track Battle, we're going to do 2 Judas Priest albums. One of them is probably my favorite Priest album of all time.
Okay.
And that's British Steel.
Okay.
And we're going up against Painkiller, which I knew a little bit about Painkiller, but listening to this, I have a whole new appreciation for it. It is definitely a harder album.
Yes.
Harder than British Steel, but which, you know, if anybody listens to the show, they pretty much know I'm a fan of the heavier stuff for the most part. Even I don't know why, though, my favorite band is Toto, which is not heavy in the least, but still. Anyway, I like the harder stuff.
Yeah. So the reason why I picked these 2 is, my entry level into Judas Priest was British Steel. It came out in 1980, and it's that album that broke them, and it broke them in the UK. It's where they started getting really popular. In the States, it was a couple albums later. Screaming for Vengeance is where they broke. But Painkiller is the album in 1990. It came out, and they got significantly heavier. I think Halford has always been a metalhead and listens to the extreme music. So there's a big difference. It's only 10-year difference, but there's a big difference between British Steel and Painkiller. And nobody really discounts either one of these albums because they're both great. It's not like this is British Steel versus Ram It Down, which is a piece of garbage. Or Painkiller versus Rock-a-Rolla. Like, ugh. Yeah. So there's some duds in the Judas Priest category, but it ain't these 2. These 2 are awesome albums. We both love them. So I figured let's pull the stats on both of these. The main difference in the band is there's a difference in drummers. I mean, the drumming on British Steel is pretty damn good, but the 1990 drummer, the latest drummer, That's when you start to hear the double bass and things kicking in. It gets Scott Travis. It gets much heavier with Scott Travis entering. He's a better drummer. But who was the drummer on British Steel? I'm having a brain
Gotta
fart.
be Les Binks.
No, it's the one after Les Binks. This is the one who went to... I'm having a brain fart right now. He was in Trapeze. Oh, my God. We're going to have a brain fart here. Might as well look this up while I'm talking about it. But, yes, he was the guy who went to prison for molesting some kid. He said he was innocent, and he went to prison for a while and got out. And he passed away now, but he always said, I never did any of this, but he was convicted of it in the UK and went to prison. But his drumming is excellent, but he's not a flashy drummer, not a heavy drummer, just a solid drummer. So what the heck was his name? I can't believe I forgot his name.
I'm looking it up right now.
Thank goodness. While Danny's looking it up, here's the stats on British Steel. Chart positions. In the U.S., it got to 34. U.K. got to 4. Norway, 20. And Sweden, 21. Painkiller was 26 in the U.S., 26 in the U.K., 7 in Germany, 19 in Norway, Sweden, 19, and Switzerland, 14. So it charted in more countries. Painkiller did. Certifications. British Steel went platinum in the U.S., silver in the U.K., and Canada and Sweden went gold. Painkiller went only gold in the U.S., which was surprising. Gold in Canada and gold in Japan. So
it's interesting.
Yeah, so,
I'm not surprised it went platinum in the U.S. though.
Yeah, because that's where that was their first. Yeah, that hit, and then Screaming for Vengeance took them over. They went crazy after that. Singles off of British Steel. There were 3 charting singles off of British Steel, only in the UK, though. Living After Midnight went to 12, Breaking the Law went to 12, and United went to 26.
Okay.
So, and in nothing in the U.S. Singles for Painkiller, they had 3 of them that charted, only in the UK. Painkiller, 74, Touch of Evil, 58, and Nightcrawler went to 63. So, definitely much more success on the singles charts for British Steel than Painkiller. So, overall...
All right.
But, yeah, both highly regarded albums. I like both of them. So, Danny, have you figured out the name of the drummer?
It was Dave Holland.
Dave Holland, yep.
Dave Holland, yep.
Yep, sorry. I turned 60 a while ago, and it happens. So, what'd you find out about Dave Holland?
He was arrested and later found guilty of 1 count of attempted rape and 5 counts of indecent assault against a 17-year-old male with learning difficulties.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, jeez.
Not good. And he went away for a while, and I know he got out, but he always said he was innocent of these charges. I don't know. I wasn't there, but he got convicted.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole big thing on it, but, I'm not going to get into it, but still. Oof.
Yeah, not cool. Hopefully.
He died in 2018.
Okay. But well-respected drummer, and he was really good in Judas Priest, but Scott Travis kicked it up another notch when he joined the band. So I think Scott Travis is the one who replaced him. Dave Holland.
All right.
All right. Danny, you ready?
All right, well, let's get down to it, the track by tracks.
All right.
There are 9. Well, there's actually 10 songs on each album, but 1 on each is kind of either a bonus track or an instrumental kind of throwaway song. So British Steel has Red, White, and Blue that we're not going to account. And Painkiller has Battle Hymn, which we're not going to include either. So there you go.
Okay. You want me to read them or shall you read them?
Well, I can read them. When you first brought this up, I thought there's no way British Steel is going to get beat by Painkiller. Not a chance. But then I listened to both albums through a couple times, and but it's kind of interesting. But
could be closer.
The thing about this bit is that you go song by song. So you may think the first song is great, but then all of a sudden the first song on the other album is great. So which is greater? Mm-hmm. So what you going to pick? So that's why kind of I think this bit's interesting that you go, the track listing and how the tracks are ordered. It makes a big difference.
And Danny and I have to agree on the better song for that particular song to get the point. If we disagree on all 9 songs, the score will be 0-0.
That's right.
But I don't think that's going to happen. But there's a
No,
couple.
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's a couple on here that I went back and forth on. So
Yeah.
and I was kind of.
I marked those down, the ones that I have a hard time going between the two. But so the first song on British Steel is Rapid Fire, which is we use a little bit of in one of our intros for another bit we do, versus Painkiller off of course, Painkiller. So I thought there's no way Rapid Fire is going to get beat, but I actually voted for Painkiller. But this is one of the ones that I went back and forth on.
Well, I'm glad you did this because for some reason I've seen different track listings on British Steel where Rapid Fire started the album. I've seen other ones where Breaking the Law started the album. But I'm going to go with yours, Rapid Fire versus Painkiller. God, Rapid Fire is such a killer song, and it's been part of our show since the beginning.
Yeah.
But Painkiller and those double bass. Ooh. I think the only reason but the only thing that bothers me about Painkiller is Rob sings up in a higher register, and it starts to get grating after a while. If he didn't do that, I might have voted for Painkiller, but I'm voting for Rapid Fire.
All right. Well, there you go. So no points for that one.
We disagree on that one, but
disagree on
that's pretty damn close, though.
Yeah. All right. Song number 2 off of British Steel is Metal Gods, and off of Painkiller is Hell Patrol. And this one wasn't too difficult for me. I've loved Metal Gods for a long time, so that got my vote.
Metal Gods versus Hell Patrol.
Yeah.
Interesting. Boy, my track listing I got is different, but so I'm going to go with yours the whole way. Metal Gods versus Hell Patrol, which is interesting. Metal Gods is a classic song. And, it's kind of hard to vote against that one. But on the new KK's Priest tour with Accept, KK's Priest, they are playing Hell Patrol.
Really?
Yeah, which is surprising. And it goes over really well. It's a damn good song. It's not the Raven song.
Not Raven.
They came out first with Hell Patrol, which I love that song. But between these two, I got to go with Metal Gods.
All right. There we go. So British Steel gets 1 point.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Third song on British Steel is Breaking the Law versus All Guns Blazing.
Ooh.
And this was a little bit difficult for me, but I have to go with the classic Breaking the Law. It's one of the all-time classics of not just Judas Priest songs, but metal songs of all time.
And both of these tunes, All Guns Blazing off of Painkiller, is a song that's still played by Judas Priest. It's a killer song. You can't go wrong with it. Ooh, that's probably one of my favorite songs off of Painkiller. But Breaking the Law, that's when I saw
See that's what happens with this bit, that the ordering the song matters.
Breaking the Law is fantastic. I remember seeing the video when I was in London, and I was hooked. Even though the video towards the end is really stupid with the cardboard guitars,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a silly video, but but it's a product of its times, because at that time there was that whole new wave of British heavy metal movement, which Judas Priest predates. But that's one of those things where these guys were going to these clubs in London to see Iron Maiden, all these bands, the Angel Witch, and people were bringing cardboard guitars in and playing cardboard guitars at shows. It was a thing for a very short period of time in London, and the video kind of captures that. But Breaking the Law, I'm sorry, I love that song. So
all right,
so far I voted everything off of British Steel so far.
Yep, pretty much. All right, the fourth song off of British Steel is Grinder, which love that song too, versus Leather Rebel.
Okay.
That might be one of the weaker songs off of Painkiller, so I didn't have any problem picking Grinder.
Yeah.
Looking for me.
Looking for me. The whole I bought the album when I lived in Germany, and the first side is there's not a clunker on the first side of British Steel. Grinder versus
Definitely not.
Leather Rebel. Leather Rebel is one song I didn't even remember, and I had to listen to it a couple times. I didn't hate it. It was okay, but Grinder, come on.
Come on.
I got to vote for Grinder. Grinder is looking
All
for
right.
me. Oh, yeah. Love it.
All right, so British Steel has 3 points. That's going to be a tough thing to come back from. All right, so the song number 5 off of British Steel is United, which might be my favorite Judas Priest song. I love the chorus. I love that it's a little more melodic than other songs versus off of Painkiller, Metal Meltdown, which, as you would probably think, it's a pretty hard song. But there's no question for me. I voted for United.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you voted for United, but because you tend to stay away from that kind of stuff, and it's definitely the most. To me, it was the first real commercial song by Judas Priest, and some Judas Priest purists hate it. Not this one. Oh, I love it, especially when he sings a cappella with just the drum. Oh, it's so good. Love it.
It's so good in concert too. Such a great song.
Even the cheesy part where all the gang vocals come in towards the end.
Yep.
I love it. United all the way. Metal Meltdown is okay. Again, that's another one where I don't even really remember that one. So against United, this one's easy. Yeah, United for me.
Absolutely. All right, so British Steel's up 4-0. Wow.
And it's only 9 songs. Not looking good for Painkiller.
Yeah. All right, the next song off of British Steel is You Don't Have to Be Old to Be Wise versus Nightcrawler. You Don't Have to Be Old I don't like that song. I don't like I don't know. These songs, Kiss is famous for these songs that are like, just, I don't know, like the God Gave Rock and Roll to You and that kind of garbage. I'm not a big fan of, but that's not a problem though, because Nightcrawler is a great song. So I had no problem voting for Nightcrawler.
Okay. You know what? When we did the track listings, I'm wondering if there's a different track listing for the U.S. British Steel versus the British UK version. But it's not going to change who I'm going to vote for on this one. You don't have to you don't have to. I can't even speak anymore. Too old to be wise. I like that song. I have nothing against it. Nightcrawler is great. So
Yep.
yeah, close for me, but I got to vote for Nightcrawler because I'm starting to feel bad for Painkiller because I'm voting everything for British Steel. And Nightcrawler's a song they still play. So, and
Nightcrawler Painkiller finally gets a point.
Yeah, finally. We're back in the game.
All right, next song. And this was, or next competition is a tough one for me. I went back and forth, which I'm surprised about because off of British Steel is Living After Midnight versus Between the Hammer and the Anvil. I really didn't remember that song much, but listened to it a few times like, man, that's a great song. But I had to go with the classic of Living After Midnight.
Ooh, I'm gonna surprise you here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, between the Hammer and the Anvil, I kind of remembered it, but I listened to it like 3 or 4 times. I really liked it. Really liked it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Living After Midnight is a classic for sure. They still play it, but it's one of those ones I don't love.
I think maybe it's overplayed.
Maybe I got burned out on it. Maybe that's
yeah.
It's just like You Got Another Thing Coming. I cannot hear that song ever again. I am sick of that song. And the second Judas Priest song I'm sick of is Living After Midnight. So for me,
Yeah.
it's between the hammer and the anvil. I got to vote for that.
All right. Well, I'm not really surprised because I went back and forth. I have check marks in both columns a couple times, but I settled on Living After Midnight. But I get it. I could be burned out on that one too, but still a great song.
Right.
Okay, the next song off of British Steel is The Rage versus A Touch of Evil. And I didn't have any problem with this one. I love A Touch of Evil. It's a great song. I know it was one of the singles. And The Rage just doesn't, I don't know, just didn't do it for me.
This one was very easy for me. The Rage is by far the worst song on British Steel. Oh, that reggae bass intro is horrific.
Yeah, the booty dude.
But after that
Booty
part,
dee.
it kicks into a decent song, but then it goes into a little bass solo.
Yeah.
I hate that bass part in that song. Man, it's the only time Ian Hill's ever stepped out into the limelight is on The Rage, and it's a terrible song.
Yeah.
And Touch of
Ian.
Touch of Evil, friggin' awesome. Still
Oh, yeah.
played. I think it's played by Judas Priest and KK's Priest. Easy one. Touch of Evil.
Nice. Okay, so we're British Steel has 4 points, Painkiller has 2, and we're up to the last song. So pretty not much of a competition here, but we'll see. It may be 4-3. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. So with the other 2 songs not being evaluated here, we have Steeler versus One Shot at Glory.
Okay.
And I thought One Shot at Glory it's okay. KK's Priest has a version One More Shot of Glory, which is a way better song than either of these two. Much harder, but I have to go with Steeler on this one.
Well, I have to agree with you that KK's One More Shot of Glory is better than both of these songs. Agreed 100%. Going back to these two, One Shot at Glory versus Steeler. Steeler's one I never really listened to too much. Like this particular album, I go with the first 6, and after that, they're okay. But Steeler, I got to vote for Steeler because I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Been a fan since 1972, and it's a good song. One Shot at Glory's, it's okay. So just for the fact that my 2-0 Pittsburgh Steelers with virtually no offense, I have to vote for Steelers. Steeler.
All right. Well, that's a weird reason, but go for it. Whatever. So that brings our totals: British Steel 5 to Painkillers 2. So that means British Steel's a much better album.
Well, based on the way we did it here, but I would still say they're both great. But British Steel is still my favorite.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite Priest album for sure.
Was it your first? Was it your first one you ever bought?
Oh yeah, yep.
I mean,
I think you probably introduced me to it.
Oh, okay.
Because that's when we first met.
Right.
But
1980. Yep. I think I bought it. I bought it in. I bought it when I was in Germany, and I brought it to the States when I came over. And it was probably what I was listening to at the time.
Yeah.
Because it's usually. I mean, it all depends on where you come in. Because some people come in a lot earlier with Priest. They go, "Oh, Sin After Sin's my favorite," or whatever. Or they come in later. "Oh, Turbo's my favorite," or whatever. British Steel for us was when we came into it, and it's just a hook. We got hooked.
See, there were those albums right in the middle after British Steel. The Screaming for Vengeance, Turbo. They all had the same basic album cover. I don't know why they were so obsessed with that type of cover, but
I think it was Screaming, it was Defenders of the Faith, and then Turbo. Those are the 3 in a row there.
Yeah. They all, to me, those, I could mix those 3 all up together and wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah, I started.
They started they started with the guitar synthesizers more.
Yeah, that's Turbo.
And so they left a whole bunch of they left that kind of musicality of British Steel and went somewhere else.
Yeah, with Turbo, I started to get off the Priest train and then had Ram It Down after that, which was horrible. And their cover of Johnny Be Good was ridiculously bad. But they came back with Painkiller. That's when I jumped back. I was like, hey, all right, Painkiller, they're back finally. It's been a while. But yeah, when we saw Priest on these tours with Iron Maiden at the Cap Center 2 years in a row, I'm like,
yeah,
both bands were great. I mean,
oh yeah.
And it wasn't the British Steel. We saw the Point of Entry tour for Priest, and maybe it was Screaming for Vengeance after that. But I know Maiden was killers in Number of the Beast.
Yeah.
And Danny,
because we definitely saw Paul Diano and then
Bruce.
Oh, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce Dickinson. Good Lord.
Yeah, see what happens? These are it happens, people.
Oldness settling in.
Right. But we go back to high school and tell everybody, Iron Maiden blew Judas Priest away, and all these people, no, you're full of crap. What do you know? I mean, we were more into Maiden than we were Priest, but both bands were great. You couldn't go wrong either way. But, we kind of...
Even though we never saw the bass player for Priest.
Yeah,
Ian Hill could have been there, could have not.
Yeah. It was the angle where we were sitting, and he never came out. He always stayed way back against the cabinets and never moved.
He probably took like 4 steps out from behind stage and stood there until the end of the show. Then he took 4 steps back off stage.
It's like, dude, you're the longest member of Judas Priest. You've been there since day one. Get out in front a couple times at least.
Yeah.
And he still does the same thing. Guess he's comfortable being there. But
yeah, just in the back.
Just rocking out, apparently.
All right, so all that being said, go get both of these albums. Most people, I'm sure, should have British Steel. But if you don't know much about Painkiller, don't take the fact that we think it lost as a negative, because it's a great album.
Yeah, there's no losers here. I mean, Priest, they're just great, and these albums both show it, even though they're different. And then the only difference is the drummers, and then Rob's vocals. He sings in a higher register in a lot of these songs. Not all of them, but mostly Painkiller. But
yeah, he's doing more screaming on Painkiller.
There's classics on both of these, so everybody's a winner. And now we have 2 Priest bands out there, and I highly recommend go see KK's Priest on the tour with Accept in the U.S. They're playing very small venues. It'll be worth your while, because you're going to hear songs because Judas Priest is about to tour with Sabaton again. And they're playing around where I'm at. But KK's Priest is playing a lot of different songs, so you're going to get a wide range. You're not going to just get the same songs by both bands. Nope, they're playing different songs.
Nice.
So it's a win for Priest fans. And on that note, let's go to a commercial break.
Ooh.
Now it's time to cover this.
All right, we're back with Cover This, one of our signature bits that we've been doing for over 13 years. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a 25 to 30-second clip of a cover song. You out there have to give us the name of the band covering the song and the original artist. And for S's and giggles, give us the name of the song if you'd like. This particular one, we got 2 songs each. So what you guys out there, your listeners, I want you guys to listen to these. I'm sure we'll get demonetized on YouTube, but we don't care. We're going to do this. We have to finish this up quick because Danny wants to watch his Mighty Eagles play the Falcons tonight. So
that's right.
So Danny,
yes, we can't be fooling around here.
You ready?
Got about an hour to go.
Okay. All right, Danny.
All right, so you want me to play yours first?
Yeah, play the first one.
All right.
Looking for an angel, but hey.
Oh man.
All right, Danny. What do you think? Just by hearing it.
I know that's a Cher song. And it's Does Anybody Really Fall in Love Anymore?
So that's correct. The original artist was Cher, correct. And you got the name of the song, right? Okay, the who is doing the cover?
Just the cover. Good Lord. Oh man. Is that I don't know, is it Loverboy?
Incorrect. All right, here's your first hint. This song was written by John Bon Jovi, Richie Sambora, Diane Warren, and Desmond Child. Good Lord. It should have been a Bon Jovi song, right? And maybe they said, okay, we're not going to use this. I mean, those are some powerhouse writers on that. That's your first hint, so I mean, it probably doesn't help at all. I'll give you another hint. It's a solo artist who plays guitar.
Solo artist who plays guitar.
Yes.
Is it Richie Kotzen?
Nope, not a bad guess. All right, your next hint is this guy played in a band with Kip Winger.
Oh, what's that guy's name? Do you also play with Alice Cooper?
Yes.
Kane Roberts.
Correct.
Yes.
You got it. All right, the other hint was he also co-wrote Take It Off with Paul Stanley for Kiss.
Oh, yeah,
Kane
I would have
Roberts.
known that.
He was the giant muscular guy in the 80s who played with Alice Cooper. So
yeah,
if you guys
big
don't
muscle
remember.
head.
He tried to do a solo. He did have a small solo career. I mean, he had a couple albums. I think he had 3 albums. This was off of his second album. They went nowhere. And
is that him singing?
yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Not very good. I mean, he may be a killer guitar player, which Alice Cooper said he's really good, but you don't get in Alice Cooper's band and be crappy on your instrument. But yeah, not much of a singer.
Yeah, and then last year when Nita Strauss went to play with some pop star for a while, he came back and joined the Alice Cooper band for a tour, and then left.
Okay.
And Nita came back. So I guess he's living off of his royalties with his songwriting credits, I guess. And
yeah,
he's not as huge as he used to be. He's still a big guy in shape, but I mean, you could tell he was on the roids back in the day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was gigantic. Hey, wasn't he the one that had like the machine gun guitar?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really featured him when he was in Alice Cooper. I mean, great player. Alice Cooper, I mean, you can't be a average player and play with Alice Cooper. Everybody has to be top notch, and Kane Roberts is and was.
Yeah. I saw an interview with Alice Cooper saying, I don't have time for B players. I get all the A guys because that's who I have time for.
Right. And that's from the was that Loaded Gun, or that was the name of that documentary? Yeah. Yep. A players all the way. Kane Roberts, that stuff, his albums are okay. I can't really recommend them, but
yeah, I don't know that I would go off of that clip. I don't think I'll go searching for him, but whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to hear.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what I gave to you.
Okay, let me look here. All right. Cover song number 1. Here we go. Play along at home.
Well, I've been to Hastings and I've been to Brighton. I've been to Eastbourne too. So what? So what? And I've been here, I've been there, I've been every f***ing where. So what? So what? So what? So what? You boring little...
All right. I love that cover. It's definitely Metallica. The name of the song is So What? But here's where it gets tough. I think it's an old punk song, but which punk band was it? And
Yeah, I did not. The version I have put the bleeps in, and there's a lot of them through the whole song. But
I think the name of the punk band is the Anti-Nowhere League. Am I right?
yep, that is correct.
Yes. It was
God
either
damn it,
that.
I didn't think you'd know that band.
Yeah, I've heard of them,
Oh,
but yeah, I love that cover. It's great because they covered
Yeah.
a couple of punk songs. They've covered the Ramones, the Misfits, a couple others
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, they have a pretty wide range of influences.
Yeah.
All right, so Anti-Nowhere League. Way to go.
Thanks. Hopefully, people out there got that too. That's a tough one. Now, going back to the second cover song I got for Danny. Let's see if you get this one. I think you're going to get the person or band singing pretty much right away. But are you going to get the song and the original artist? So good luck with this one.
All right, let's see here.
Go out and walking in the rain. Watch the flowers go to bed. As the man inside your head, your spirit never has to breathe. All you've got to do is believe. The Painkiller.
All right, Danny.
All right. That is definitely Udo singing. So I think I haven't heard Accept do that song, so I'm going to guess it's actually Udo Dirkenschneider as solo artist.
Correct. Absolutely.
All right. And the song is Faith Healer.
Ooh.
I don't have any idea who did that, who originally wrote that song.
Wow.
No idea.
Okay, so, all right. Here's your hints, because I had a feeling you weren't going to. All right, the original band is a 70s band that was only around from 72 to 78. They're a 5-piece band from Scotland. Any clue?
5-piece from Scotland?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely wasn't Bay City Rollers.
No. Yeah, there's not that many Scottish bands that were huge. I can probably think of 3 maybe in the top of my head.
And they were huge?
They weren't huge, but they did well. They did nothing in the States. They did pretty well in the UK for sure. They were unusual. And I'll get into the more hints. If you miss the guesses, it'll get more and more clear.
You said they're unusual?
Unusual looking for sure. And unusual sounding too.
God, what is that? It's the guy's name. Oh, crap.
No guess?
The Alex Harvey Band. The sensational Alex Harvey Band.
Correct. Wow.
Yes.
Can you name any?
Well, not too many Scottish unusual looking dudes.
Can you name any other songs by the sensational Harvey Band?
No.
Yes,
no,
yes, you can.
I bet I can't.
Okay. Well, the Dead Daisies recorded one that was probably one of their bigger hits. Midnight Moses. You know that song by the Dead Daisies?
Nope.
Okay. Cheech and Chong recorded a song which sensational Alex Harvey Band recorded called Framed. You know that song?
Nope.
Really?
Oh, is that the one that
No.
Okay.
The policeman caught me unaware. I've been framed. They covered it. Well, you'll have to go back and let's do it. And here's the weirdest thing about the sensational Harvey Band. Their biggest hit was a cover of a Tom Jones song, Delilah.
Really?
Oh, Delilah.
Yeah. That was their biggest hit, huh?
And here's another weird fact about Alex Harvey. The band was only a band from 72 to 78. Alex left the band in 1975, but the band continued without him. And then Alex came back in 1977. The band's called the Sensational Alex Harvey Band. He came back in 77. They recorded one more album, and then they broke up. And then Alex died of a heart attack in 1982. But the two songs you should hear from the Sensational Alex Harvey Band is Faith Healer. Their version is awesome. Just watch the videos on YouTube. And Midnight Moses and Framed. Those 3 songs, they're awesome. This song, Faith Healer, is great. The beginning of it, their version, Have you
I'll have to check that out.
you ever seen them? What they look like?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex Harvey's an older, kind of grungier looking guy. And then their guitar player has face paint makeup.
Right.
And it's a weird looking band. And then
Yeah, like not everybody has face paint. Like what's this guy?
yeah, he's the only one too. And then the bass player went on to play in the Michael Schenker group.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, those three sensational Harvey, I can't even say the damn word, sensational Alex Harvey band songs. Those three you gotta hear. Or watch the videos on YouTube. Faith Healer, Midnight Moses, Framed. And I know you'll know Framed when you hear it. When you see it and go,
okay,
I know that song because
oh yeah, damn it.
yeah, they're covered. All right, so on to the second one from you. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll get the covering band, but the original artist, I don't know.
Okay. Here we go. Play along at home.
I can see my feelings. Open my eyes. I can see my feelings up in the pale moonlight.
Well, the band playing, it sounds like Bruce Dickinson. And I'm going to say that's Iron Maiden covering the song.
That is correct. Yep.
And I think you're going to hate me right now because I think I looked this song up for this bit and decided not to go for it because it sounded like Iron Maiden. I think the name of the song is I Can See My Feelings. Is that what it is? Something like that.
I can't see my feelings.
I can't see my feelings. And I believe this is Nazareth.
No.
No, wait, it's not. If it's not Nazareth. Is it?
No, it is not as.
Oh God, because I looked this up, so it's not Nazareth. Is it?
Oh, I'm so glad.
Is
That
it-
makes me so happy.
Is it Foghat?
No.
Oh, so I looked this up, so it's neither one of those. Oh, who else did I look up and not take this song? Okay, I need some hints then. Okay, so I've already bombed twice on it.
This is a Welsh band.
A Welsh band. How many
Yeah, and
Wel-
I couldn't tell you if they had any big hits.
Is it Budgie?
Yes.
Okay,
That is
yeah,
correct.
because I looked up Budgie too. Damn it.
Yep.
I looked up Nazareth because I know a lot of people cover Nazareth. I know a lot of people cover Budgie. And I'm not really familiar, especially Budgie. I think I'm a Bread fan, everybody knows. But
I didn't realize they were only a 3-piece.
yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
And I had one of their albums, I think, it had a song called I'm Bored with Russia, which I kind of liked. But I don't know much about Budgie. But purists and heavy metal historians rave about Budgie, how they're way ahead of their time. But they
they were the originators of a lot of bands.
Yeah, we never got into them. Maybe it was the bird thing. I don't know. But yeah, 3-piece.
Yeah,
and highly influential.
Were they the band that had the song Panzer Division Destroyed?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But we never really got into them. We just, for some reason, they just never connected with us. But yeah, a lot of people dig them.
It's kind of like Thunder. You know, a lot of people are into Thunder. They're huge in the UK and all that, but no.
Here it's like one or two songs occasionally played on Hairnation.
Yeah.
I know they're great.
Status Quo.
Status
Same
Quo.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody, one or two songs maybe. Well, not even in the States, nothing. But
right.
Globally, over there, the Boogie Kings, they're huge.
Yeah, I don't need the Boogie Kings.
Yeah, well, they did well for themselves, but yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought I had you there. Damn it!
I am so glad.
I looked up that song too. It would have been funny if we'd have picked the same song.
Yeah.
And that's a B-side of something, isn't it? It's never.
Yeah.
It's not on any album.
It's on the B-sides album.
Okay.
It was. Oh crap! I looked it up. Even I can't remember what it was the B-side of, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Iron Maiden has a ton of covers.
Yeah,
Ton.
they've covered some weird stuff. I mean, and what I like about Iron Maiden's covers is lots of times you don't know, like this particular one. I don't know that song. I did know the Montrose cover they had, but there's some other ones like the Skyhooks. Like, who are they? But yeah, they were a band from Australia in the 70s, and that was the first single by Iron Maiden. But have they ever covered UFO? Because they always play UFO and they start their concerts.
Yeah, they always play.
They play Lights Out, or what do they play?
No, Doctor.
Doctor. Okay,
Yeah,
but they should
I've heard a couple of UFO covers.
by Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
Okay,
let me see here. Oh, well, no, I don't have it up.
it'll take too long. They covered a lot of stuff, but
They did.
You'd think they would have UFO open for them at least once in their, and it never happened. Weird.
No,
Throw them a bone. I mean, even though UFO's
maybe
not a band.
maybe they were on a festival together in Europe.
That's the only time.
I'm sure they were.
But wouldn't you think if they were a band, they need a little help, you'd have that band that you worship open for you? You'd think they'd throw them a bone, but
I don't know, though. Maybe it's kind of a thing of never meet your heroes. I'm sure they know each other really well, but, the tour together, I don't know.
yeah, okay.
Who knows? Last Thursday night, I guess, I saw a guitarist, singer-songwriter named J.D. Souther. I don't know if you know him at all.
Isn't he a guy who used to write, J.D. South? Is he the guy who used to write with Linda Ronstadt and all those?
Well, he was Linda Ronstadt's boyfriend or husband or something.
Right, so he
also wrote a lot for the Eagles.
Right, so yes, I've heard of him. I've never heard him sing, but I knew he was a songwriter and he was part of that whole scene.
He had one big hit on his own that was oh crap, no, I can't think of it, but he wrote many of the Eagles hits.
So did he just do songs that he co-wrote or wrote?
Yeah.
Oh, so
and he wrote at the beginning of the show, like third or fourth song, he did New Kid in Town just on an acoustic guitar. It was just him and a guitar. It was really cool.
And I take it he could probably sing.
He was okay. He's 80.
Oh, great.
And he sang okay. His guitar playing was kind of shoddy. A lot of muted notes when they shouldn't be muted notes, but
well, he's 80. So you got to cut him a break.
His big hit was Only the Lonely.
Which one? There's a couple.
Oh no, I mean when you're only lonely. When you're only lonely.
Okay, yes.
I thought it was Roy Orbison, but no, it was J.D. Souther.
Okay, I did not know that.
Well, there you go.
Is that one of those?
Could have made that up.
Is that one you worked at? Did you work at that? Did you work at that one, or did you go to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I worked with some people, and I told them early on. Well, they asked if I wanted to go to see it because there were only 3 of us because it was in the Baby Grand, which only holds 300. And so there were probably about 150 people there. And I said, yeah, I want to see the guy. He's written some awesome songs, a lot of my favorite songs. And they said, oh, well, go on in, we'll clean up. Oh. So that was cool. So I saw it right from the beginning, but I stayed about half hour.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, this could be the last time this guy ever performs, so, might as well get in there. It's like, hey, I saw that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast.
Well, it turns out it was J.D. Souther's last performance because he passed away on September 17th, 2024. The man wrote lots of hits for the Eagles and Linda Ronstadt, had a solid career, and he will be missed by his friends and family. Rest in peace, J.D. Souther.